D1, which is a proposal from Councilmember Contreras to bar federal agents and law enforcement officers from certain city facilities and to post signs on the way into those facilities indicating that they may not be accessed by federal agents and making Vista a sanctuary city. Councilmember Contreras added this item to tonight's agenda, so we will ask her to introduce the item.
Thank you. First of all, that title is completely wrong. If you look at the item before us, we're talking about community safety and due process. I understand that the mayor wants to color this a certain way, but it is just not true. So if you're here for Sanctuary City, you're at the wrong meeting, sorry. That every single person has access to due process and that we uphold our Constitution to the letter of the law.
How dare you, Councilmember Contreras, blame our mayor for painting this topic a different color? We know exactly what color you're trying to paint this as.
And I have to ask everybody again,
ignorant.
I'm charged as the presiding officer with making sure that we maintain order and decorum, and I'm charged with enforcing our municipal ordinance, which requires you to hold your applause for the remainder of the meeting. I apologize to ask that of you, but it's required by ordinance. Thank you very much.
ICE is deporting thousands with minor or no offenses and without due process. Due process. Many were sent to hellhole prisons without charges. Some farms aren't even able to harvest their crops.
So this policy falsely provides immigrants belief that they're safe here, when in fact they may not be safe, they may be more at risk. In addition, this may impact federal funds that may be considered for the city of Vista, in which case they might not, our funds would be cut back. I also believe that the majority of residents do not want a sanctuary city making all the residents higher possible crime risk. Lastly, I believe the agenda title inappropriately described what was going on here tonight. I think I looked at the agenda item not realizing that this was the topic. My suggestion is that we keep the city under the radar and not with a target on our back.
So I hope, Dan, this is for you, specifically that you will vote along with Jeff and with John Franklin to not move this forward, because you're always the deciding vote. And you certainly don't want your beautiful Shadow Ridge to turn into a sanctuary city, because it won't work. It will deplete that area and make it much worse. And I feel bad for you to be the deciding vote, but I hope that you'll vote in the right way.
That if you do not come to this country legally, you will be deported, period. End of story. My grandparents came legally. The city council is not above the federal government. They have to acquiesce to the federal government in the McCarran-Ferguson Act.
Councilwoman Contreras is advocating passing a series of 7 sanctuary city measures and says she's not trying to make Vista a sanctuary city. I firmly stand against Councilwoman Contreras' proposal, since I support our peaceful, law-abiding, and law-supporting community. ICE has repeatedly stated that they are not seeking out people who have only entered our community illegally, but those who have also committed multiple offenses and have multiple convictions, like drug smugglers who carried the fentanyl into this nation that killed my nephew, Ryan Bentley. Have we not learned the Los Angeles lesson? If you want to see ICE raids in our community, then do what Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass has done, or what Karina Contreras is advocating. Councilwoman Contreras' actions will lead to a large pool or concentration of illegal aliens who have committed multiple crimes in our local jail. That is not only overcrowding our local jails, but it is creating an ICE magnet that will draw ICE into our community. And you
fight so hard to keep our family together. It breaks my heart When I heard that a family has been separated, when one of the parents has gone out to work to feed their family. Please, we have the right to be treated with respect and dignity.
You have an objection to the way that I'm conducting the meeting? Did you want to state it for the public? Go ahead. You seem to have an objection to the way I'm running the meeting. What is it? Yeah, I want to hear it too.
Well, I think the display that we're seeing now is objectionable, and you're not
You think the hearing from
performing
the
your
public
duty
is
as chair.
objectionable?
Everybody gets a chance to speak, Mr. Mayor.
Everybody's getting a chance. What's the issue? You've moved your chair over, you're crowding me physically. What's the purpose of that?
I'm seeing
what-
who
what-
is next on the speaker
What
card,
is your
Mr. Mayor.
what is your objection that you're jumping in and trying to now lead the meeting?
I just shared that
You
with you.
don't like what people have to say?
I have appreciated hearing everyone's comments, and
Okay.
I'm seeing
Why don't
next
we get
that
back to
Jana
hearing-
Madrid is next to
Yeah,
speak. It's
thank
been
you.
a
Thank
very
you.
long
I was
night.
elected mayor, so I'll lead the meeting. Why don't you return to your desk location and let me do my job? I think I've conducted the meeting very fairly. Okay. Please come back to order. Jana Madrid, then Amelia Alexander, then Donald Chadwick.
Evening. My name is Jana, and
Why
I
don't you
am
sit in
a-
front of your monitor and I'll sit in front of mine, okay? I don't know what the physical crowding of me is, but why don't you return to your monitor location? Okay?
Question for the city attorney. Is the council able to view the speaker cards either during the meeting or after the meeting at any point?
Yes, they're a public record, and I'm going to ask for a copy of them, and often the city clerk provides me a copy of them, and I am sure that she would be happy to provide you with a copy of them as well.
I am concerned that there have been people that haven't spoken, perhaps they were left for the day, that were not.
I'm concerned about that too, but you know something? When I brought it to this council, that when we were going to have more than 30 people, everybody would speak
City
for 2
attorney,
minutes.
I have a specific concern for
You
the city
absolutely
attorney.
objected to that?
No,
and
I have
Karina
a
Contreras
concern for
objected
the-
to that.
I
So
have a
and what I
concern
said
for
was
the city
people were going to have
attorney.
to go home because they couldn't speak.
That there are
You're seeing
people
that
who
tonight, and now
have
because you don't like what
registered
people are
their
saying,
dissent.
you want to shut people up. You want to shut
There
them
are
down.
people who
You're the
have
one that wanted everybody to have 3
participated.
minutes.
They've put
We're going to
their
abide by it
cards in.
tonight. Do you have a
City-
point of order? You
I
are out of
do.
order.
I do.
What is your point of order? State it now.
So
What is
there
your point
are
of order?
members of the public who've put in a card who have registered their opinion on the item, who the mayor may not have expressed what their opinion is, and they were not here to say so themselves.
Forgive me. You know what? I'm more than happy for the people that weren't present. I'm more than happy to have. Was that your concern? Why didn't you just say that? I'm more than. Robert Rawl was in opposition. Kimberly, who didn't speak that you are concerned?
This is
I
why
didn't-
I'm asking the city attorney if I could have the collection of cards at the
You
end
know
of this
what?
meeting.
No, you can't. At the end of the meeting, yes, every member of the council and every member of the public is entitled. It's a public record. You're more than welcome.
Very good. I'm
I will
satisfied
make
with
sure.
that.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for bringing up that I may have
satisfied
forgotten
with
to indicate which box was checked. Okay, I will make sure to Jana Madrid, who did not check a box for the record. You're now
apologize.
recognized.
I am in opposition. I don't know if you can check that box.
I'm
for me.
checking it for you right now. Thank you. This is what they do when they don't like what people have to say. They try and shut them up.
Okay, well,
I was raised to love my neighbors, and I will care for them. But I will not stand between them and the laws of our nation. And you, council, do not have my permission or the permission of my family and neighbors that I speak for to use city resources, and a quote directly from the policy or the proposal that was uploaded to the city website, prohibiting federal law enforcement personnel from immigration enforcement. Thank you.
No,
I've worn this nation's uniform for 15 years, and I know what it takes to protect people, but tonight, I'm asking you to protect the people of this city. Put citizens first, stand for justice, and make sure families here in America are safe. Thank you very much.
A couple of months ago, you and your lover, Katie Melendez, you came to the Oceanside City Council and you tried to pass the pride flag. And now I see something about gender affirmation in this motion.
You know, a sanctuary law, by any other name, is still a sanctuary law. And, you know, due process, my understanding is it does not come under city councils. It comes under federal jurisdiction. So why are we even considering a proposal?
I'll start by saying that this discussion is not about sanctuary cities. It is about due process. The 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution states that no state may deprive any person of life, liberty, property without due process of law, nor deny equal protections under the law. Discussing due process here in Vista is not an option. It is an obligation and upholding of the...
At the end of the day, it's not about protecting our lawful, undocumented people, because if that was true from that side of the party, those people's parents have been mentioned here tonight, the family members that we all know are undocumented, they would have been already pulled from the shadows. They continue to bring people down and let them be undocumented so they have something to talk about. The Democrats don't want to solve this issue because since 1990, they've had 6 years of full power at the federal level. That's very difficult to have. And what do they do with it? Nothing. Your mom, your aunt, your cousins, people that you've come to speak here tonight about, the hard workers that you love, and these people are claiming that they're trying to protect. They're not. They're protecting criminals and just hoping you don't get caught in the dragnet.
Okay, next we're going to hear.
That's why I'm here, to show support for this, because if everybody doesn't have the protection of due process, then nobody has the protection of due process.
For all of those who said this is not about sanctuary city, it says here on page 5 of 6 that Councilmember Contreras wants to nail a sign to the front door of City Hall that says that federal law enforcement agents are not welcome here. Now, if that's not a sanctuary city policy, I double dog dare you to tell me what is. Do not tell me this is not a sanctuary policy. That is outrageous that you would assert that. Many of you who spoke in favor of it were very honest about the fact that it's a sanctuary policy. Why are you embarrassed to identify your policy for what it is? Is it because you know the community won't support it? How possibly can you instruct the city manager shall provide standardized signage on the way into all city facilities, letting them know that federal agents are not welcome unless they have a judicially issued warrant? You know, I'm going to ask a rhetorical question of the city manager. When's the last time that there have been any ICE or other federal immigration enforcement actions on any city property that we have any awareness of? Is there any that you can think of in your entire 25 years? Any during the last year? None stand out. This is a complete problem. You know, it's a solution in search of a problem. This is not happening on city property. This is not a problem. And this is absolutely an effort to sow fear in the Latino community and in the immigrant community. Our Constitution is the greatest guarantee of liberty that we have. But please, please do not come to me with a request and then tell me you cite due process. What has the city of Vista got to do with ensuring the due process given to people who have broken the criminal and civil statutes of the United States of America, that is the federal government? This is not a federal court. This is not the venue that we're going to debate whether the due process rights. There is a place to do that. And if we are going to study the Constitution and we're going to be citizens and we're going to be aspiring citizens, then we should know where our federal rights are exercised and where they are upheld. They are upheld in a federal court of law. That is the place to go to uphold your federal rights under the United States Constitution. Just because somebody else didn't like what the public was saying, you're not going to silence us anymore, okay? We're not going to be called racists. We're not going to be cowed into silence. We're not going to have our laws disregarded anymore. And let me tell you something. Yes, Vista is 50% Latino. And my friends in this city who are of Latino heritage, like my friend Frank Nunez here, he does not want to see anybody's rights run roughshod over, but he also wants to see our laws upheld. And so many who came tonight who are immigrants, be it from Haiti or from Guadalajara or wherever they're from, they want to see the law upheld. This is not about the color of your skin or where you hail from. This is about upholding the law. Don't tell me it's about due process, because tacking a sign to the front door of City Hall that says federal law enforcement agents are not welcome has nothing to do with due process. Not when Mr. Connolly, for 25 years, an employee here, and for me, 11 years, the mayor and member of the council, never once has there been a federal immigration enforcement action that ever took place at our senior center, at our civic center, at our fire stations. It's never happened. So you come here with this nonsense to an affront to our law enforcement. By the way, our career law enforcement, admit to every voter in this city, I will make you famous for this. This is offensive. This is offensive to the law-abiding sensibility of the good, common, decent people. And the last thing I'm going to say before I find some more interesting thoughts after you speak, I know you love my next-door polls. You deride them as being completely irrelevant, but Dan O'Donnell, let me tell you, most of the people in this poll live in your district because it's centered around my home on Nextdoor. And right now I have 429 Vistans voting in a poll. Go read it right now on Nextdoor. Very simple. Says, do you think Vista should be a sanctuary city? 27% yes, 73% no. 429 Vistans. We had, I don't know how many hundreds of people here tonight. Vista does not want this. Vote no on this affront to law and order. Vote no on this affront to the common sensibilities of the people that you represent.
I am not an American. I was born here. I'm a patriot. I don't believe that I need to blindly follow the government. I will never blindly follow any government. It is my duty as an elected representative to ensure that the Constitution is followed. I swear an oath to the state constitution and to the federal constitution. And would this constitute a sanctuary city?
I don't know if I can give you a concrete answer because there's no official definition of sanctuary city. So there are popular definitions of sanctuary city, but I don't know, how much water that holds. The popular definitions I've seen are local jurisdictions using local resources or funds to protect citizen rights by limiting the interaction or cooperation with federal or with immigration officers. So that's the generic definition I've seen, but I know of no official definition of sanctuary city.
On the flip side of that, what are the dangers of something like this? We have a real danger of being classified as a sanctuary city. And is there a definition? Does it say that this is a sanctuary city ordinance? It does not. But I don't think most of the sanctuary city ordinances call themselves sanctuary city ordinances. It's really a designation by the federal government, right? What's the problem with being on a sanctuary city list? Well, I think the biggest issue is that it kind of turns this into a unforced tactical error if you're here trying to support our local community, because we've talked about Tom Homan a little bit, but he confirmed multiple times that they're going to target sanctuary cities. He said they're going to, quote unquote, flood the zone, and we're going to send our firefighters to the biggest fires, and these fires are sanctuary cities. But when it comes to the actual efficiency or the effectiveness of the policy, I mean, we're talking about banning federal law enforcement from non-public areas of city-owned properties. So, I mean, that this room wouldn't qualify, our library wouldn't qualify, our, you know, our parks wouldn't qualify. I guess if you come into the back of City Hall and we have a meeting in my office, then a federal agent wouldn't be able to come in and violate your rights.
I'd even go so far as to say it as plainly as I think this is going to bring ice down on the city of Vista. And for all that our colleagues claim they're trying to help the Latino community, I'm not sure the consequence of this is going to be something that the Latino community, especially people that are in status that's uncertain, I don't think this is going to do what you think it's going to do. I think it's going to have very much the opposite result, and I think it's going to create a lot of fear, and it's going to hurt a lot of people in our community. Councilmember O'Donnell.
Have your First Amendment right, because it is guaranteed to you by the Constitution. Just as, and I know, Mayor, you disagree with this, but I'm going to tell you, when people are getting ripped off the streets without a warrant, without due process, and without an unreasonable or without reasonable reason for searching, they're not getting a right to due process, they're being detained. That's 100% a due process issue.
It's not happening.
It's okay. So, you know, we'll agree to disagree.
Give me the names.
And also, you know, Councilmember Fox brought it up. The city of Vista is designated by the Trump administration and the federal government as a sanctuary city.
No, it is not.
Has it changed since you wrote the letter?
They removed us.
My apologies. So we were designated as
Erroneously designated us, and they corrected it.
Do we know why they designated us as a sanctuary city?
No, but they designated a bunch of cities that were absolute. I think they used it was a total mess.
I could not agree with you more.
The reason they
It has been a
canceled the
total
entire
mess.
list and republished it. It was completely wrong.
It has been a total mess. I completely agree. Swearing an oath that I took, it's not just a District 4, and sometimes I have to fight hard for my district, and I have. I've fought for local control. I've fought for infrastructure. I have fought for so many things in District 4, but we are one whole city. And despite the fact that we are elected by districts, and you may shake your head, and that's fine, but we are all obligated to fight on behalf of the residents in our city. And when there are 50% of this city that is made up of Latino heritage and Hispanic descent, I agree with you. But
let's apologize. We have to ask everybody in the chamber to be silent, please.
So regardless the
Sorry.
reason, if people are going to make blanket assumptions on what immigrants are and that they all commit crimes, and I'm not saying that's what you did, but there have been a lot of statements in that regard.
Please, we got to have order in the chamber. Sorry.
What I'm going to say is they, regardless of whether you agree with it or not, they are guaranteed the same constitutional rights, whether they committed a crime coming here, whatever your interpretation of it. And Mayor, I understand. I know exactly what you said. But they are still guaranteed the constitutional right to the Fourth and Fifth Amendment. They're guaranteed to all of them.
Totally agree.
So,
100%.
all right. So I will make a motion to extend for 5 minutes.
Move to extend for the purpose of the vote.
I say we don't extend. I say we let this die, which maybe is an outcome that some of you can live with.
That it doesn't die. It comes back as the first item on the next agenda for the meeting. Would it not? Since we're not finishing and there's an open.
Second to the motion.
You want to have a motion in the nature of substitute to table this? I'll take it as a win if the community, 400 people, don't have to come speak on it again.
I'm not going to.
If we can, you know, we've had our conversation. Everybody scored their political points. Maybe you don't have to bring ice crashing down on all the people of Vista. Maybe you don't have to do that to the good community. You know. Well, I don't know whether he's voting with us or against us, but maybe, you know. All right, let's have a vote on the. Oh, we got 30 seconds left. What are we doing here? I don't want to approve this. I don't know if I got 3 votes to kill it or 2 votes against it. The community doesn't want it.
I don't know how the
overwhelmingly.
members of the council are going to vote until they vote. And I heard from my colleague that he wants to extend for 5 minutes.
Do you? Well, we're technically adjourned, but since we have some latitude, Do you want to postpone it indefinitely? So that everybody made their point tonight, everybody was heard, but we don't have to tack a sign to the front door that says prohibit law enforcement personnel in our, I mean, this is nonsense. Come on. Do it for the people you represent,
But we
please.
haven't even discussed the
Postpone
ordinance,
this.
the language of the ordinance yet.
I don't want to discuss it ever. I don't ever want this to come back.
Can
you
promise
join me in that?
I promise you it will probably come back at some point.
Look, if it comes back, I'm going to bring 1,000 people next time, okay?
There is a motion and a second to support.
I don't even know if we're in business right now. But you know what? Since these good people have come to see us vote, and I'm not getting joy on a postponement, so you want to do a vote?
The vote to extend the time is what's going on right now.
Let's just
And it could
just have the vote on the item and be done with it if that's what you want to do. unless you're
I
gonna
want to know
support
if
the
there'd be
what's the point?
a friendly motion to strike number 5, and if we need to bring it back at a different point.
That doesn't do anything to make me happier. Let's just do what you
Mayor,
do.
I
Make a final
apologize.
motion.
I'm
Make
not
a final
here to
motion. Let's
appease you.
vote for it.
It is, I just, the decorum on this dais is just incredible sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Mayor, we get along very well. It's just the constant interrupting.
and I are getting along fine.
I would support that
Let's just-
amendment, council member. And I do appreciate the Councilmember Fox comments regarding the Freedom of Information Act. So I would be supportive of being able to move forward some aspects of this resolution.
I make a motion in the nature of a substitute to postpone indefinitely. You have the option right now to second that, and we can be done. We can vote on that. We can be done with this for a long time. Or you can vote yes on it. I'll vote no. And we'll do all this over again. Another 6-hour meeting. It's up to you. What's your pleasure?
I've made my motion, so that's what I'm going to stick with.
I thought they have a
I'm
motion.
sorry,
You're going to support their motion. Very good. We have a motion, a second.
substitute.
Cast your votes, and then let's be done.
Just to be clear, what motion are we on right now? Are we on the first one? Because in juice.
Well, that's the operative motion, the motion that they made.
Okay, sorry, there's just been a lot of conversation around all of it.
Also, I accept the amendment
Thank you.
as the seconder.
So is it 1 through 4? That's what Walter is saying he understands the motion to be. Okay, we have a motion, a second. Cast your votes. Okay, that item is approved. Congratulations, City of Vista. You're now a sanctuary city with the objection of the mayor and the objection of Councilmember Fox.
Dramatic. Everybody
Sorry,
have a
people of
lovely
Vista,
night.
your voice wasn't heard tonight.